Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? Dear friends, my name is Abdul Khalik. Listen, each one of us, either me or you, or anyone else, we all want to be more and more successful and happier person. Also, we are of the view that I can only become a successful and a happy person if at all I am more productive person. If at all I do have the ability, the capacity and a working style which allows me to deliver, to get the things done at a good speed and being able to do the thing, being able to tackle and manage my agenda effectively, dear friends. It is a reality that we need to become a productive person. We need to become an efficient person. We need to become a more like productive person, and that is the only way we can prove that I too deserve all the success which I am seeking. My dear friend, that is something quite okay. Now, there are certain techniques because without the techniques, I think with the raw hand, it is not possible for us at all that we become more effective person. Rather, I shall say that there are two things needed to be able to become a more like efficient person. First of all, we need a kind of genuine commitment. We need a kind of genuine commitment, and we need to tell ourselves, I want to become more effective person, more productive and efficient person, and I mean it. I am not just saying from superficially, rather, that is something with which I am totally committed. Now, at the second stage, we need to learn certain techniques because the techniques does provide us with the leverage. I think in the absence of this leverage, it is not possible at all that we become more efficient, a more productive person. So, my dear friend, learning leverage and the leverage, that is really, really, really important. The leverage is there in the form of the techniques. So, today we have chosen certain techniques which are not just three or four in number, rather, which are 10 in number. We do have the 10 techniques. So these techniques, if employed regularly, it will be very, very helpful indeed. So let's go toward those 10 techniques. First of all, my dear friends, we need to understand that schedule activities the night before the next day. Schedule activities the night before the next day when you want to accomplish certain tasks. Mean uh, mean before going to the bed, we need to plan the next day. What are the things to be done? We need to enlist it. Let's make a list of the things which we want to do, which we want to get rid of, which we want to accomplish tomorrow. So having a list before going to the bed, it actually means that once our conscious mind is sleeping, our body is sleeping, but our subconscious mind is awake, and this awakened subconscious mind will keep working upon the agenda of tomorrow and will keep working upon the list we have made to be handled and to be tackled tomorrow. Dear friend, this means actually preparing well. So tomorrow morning, once we wake up, we might feel surprised to understand that the way to do, the technique to do that particular thing has been already devised. So now I just have to implement it. It does not mean that we don't need to prepare. Definitely we do need to prepare, but at the same time, as for planning a night earlier is concerned, it allows our subconscious mind to have a look upon it and to help us in that regard how to do that, how to tackle that, how to accomplish that. Now, the number two is attack Attach each activity to a reward or penalty. Attach each important activity with a reward or a penalty. Mean, if at all I have done a good thing which should have been done and which was slightly important, I need to reward myself for that. What kind of reward could it be? It could be a kind of food which I always want to eat, or something else which I enjoy doing. But remember that must not be it must not be a bad habit at all. It must not be any kind of addiction at all. But as far as the safe things are concerned, I can reward myself for that. I can reward myself for that. But if at all I have failed to do something which was important to do, but I didn't do that, I think I need to punish myself. I need to do a kind of penalty, not punishing in an insane or irrational manner at all, rather asking myself to do something which is unpleasant, although that is also useful, that is also beneficial, and I need to do that. But since I fail to do something which was really important, so in that case I think that I need to put a kind of penalty upon me by asking myself, by demanding that I need to do something which is unpleasant, which otherwise too should have been done. So that is a kind of penalty or a reward. Now, the third thing is, make yourself responsible to a friend or a relative. Choose a suitable person, either out of the friends or out of the relative, whoever is more suitable, and then keep telling them about what you wanted to do, about what you had planned to do, and keep seeking help from those people, from guidance from those people, and also tell them that if at all I fail to do something important, you can either put me down, you can somehow, you can criticize, or that you can allowing them that you can criticize me, or even you can put a bit of penalty upon me, or at least criticism or a feedback, the two of these things. I think that is we need to allow somebody, either out of the relatives or out of the friends, to help us in this regard. Now, the fourth is, use the 3 minute procrastination buster. Use the 3 minute procrastination buster. How can we do that? Dear friend, if at all there is something which is important and which needs to be done, but we are unable to do that, we are rather we have been procrastinating, or there is a fear that I will procrastinate it. Now I think there is a kind of technique. This technique, according to the mentor, we need to spend 3 minutes in that, at least 3 minutes in that. But I shall advise to myself and to others that we need to do 10 minutes. We need to spend at least 10 minutes in that particular work. 10 minutes on a regular basis, 10 minutes on a daily basis, 10 minutes maybe more than once in a day. 10 minutes maybe even more than once in a day, or at least once in a day, working in that particular area which we fear will be procrastinated upon. And what these 10 minutes will do, apparently it might seem not good or not useful. As a matter of fact, it is very useful, because it will set the ball rolling, and then it will set the ball rolling first, and then it will build the momentum gradually. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes with the more effort, 10-minute enhancing from the 10 minutes to 15 minutes, whether there is any result or not, whether there is any benefit or not. Do not delve into that. Rather, keep yourself busy in that particular thing, either starting from 5 minutes a day, or from the 10 minutes a day, then consolidate this habit, then keep increasing the time you are spending in that particular work, which is unpleasant, which is difficult. And because of being unpleasant and difficult, there are chances that I will be procrastinating it. I think that we need to set the ball rolling, and we need to build the momentum gradually by spending some of the time in regularly, very regularly, from starting from 10 minutes, and then keep increasing it with the passage of time. Get a paper and a pencil, start preparing, or go to another person, ask for the help, ask for the guidance, etc., etc. The way, whatever technique you can conceive, spend some of the time doing this particular thing. And now the fifth is use premac principle. What is this premac principle, by the way? It is, you know, whatever unpleasant thing is to be done, unpleasant, and there is a fear that you will avoid it or you will not do it, there is still another thing, that attach something pleasant in that, pleasant with this. How, if at all you do take a cup of tea or coffee at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m., now attach that particular thing which is slightly unpleasant, and tell yourself that I will be doing this unpleasant thing first, and the pleasant thing then, pleasant think of taking a cup of coffee or tea after that. So this is another technique, attaching something which is unpleasant with something which is pleasant, attaching something unpleasant with a pleasant, unpleasant first and the pleasant then. This way both of these things will be done first. And now the sixth is use ranking. What is this ranking, by the way? This is also a technique. Whatever you have enlisted on a piece of paper yesterday prior to going to bed, now you awake in the morning. What we need to do is that we need to rank it. How to rank it, by the way? The things which are very important, all the things which are very important, which are very important, should be graded as A. Write A in, mean prior to that line. Write A against all of those things which are really important, and then the things which are somewhat important as B category. And either it is one or two or three, and list it into the B category. And then there is the third category, the C category. Categorize all what you have enlisted. Ranking technique, so that is also very very useful. Now, first of all, try to accomplish something out of the A category, and try to keep going, keep tackling and handling the things which fall into the A category, and then to the things which fall into the B category, and then obviously trying and attempting the things which fall into the C category. And now the seventh is, that is use queuing. What is this queuing, by the way? Whatever you want to do and it is not as pleasant, I think that we need to do something. Like, if at all we want, you do have to wash the dishes tomorrow, and you are unwilling to do that. Put all those dishes into the sink, put or do something. Take the first small step, toward that. It will mean, actually, the next morning once you wake up, you will find it automatic, or you will find it that if at all I don't do that, something unpleasant might happen. So it will not be good at all. If at all I postpone it, if at all I procrastinate it. So for all that reason, I think it is important. It is also an important technique. Use queuing. And now the eighth is remove distractions. If at all you want to become a more efficient person, remove the distraction. What kind of distraction? The biggest ever distraction is that of a smartphone. I think we need to do something. We need to put off the notification, and also we can put it on a silent mode. We can, whatever you do, I don't say that what you should be doing, but there are certain distractions, and the smartphone is very common one, and then the TV is common one, then the kitchen is common one, then viewing outside your office. That is a common one. Being visited, the visiting the people, or being visited by the people and visiting the people, that is also a common distraction. I think we need to manage and control the distraction, whatever way you adopt it, but it is important to control the distraction. And now the 10th and the law, the eighth, ninth is, give yourself give yourself deadlines against each other item we haven't listed. There must be a deadline to it, and we need to keep reminding ourselves that this is the deadline of that particular task. If I fail to do this sort of bad thing or a bad result might appear, and if at all I accomplish it on time, so this sort of good thing, good news, and the happiness will appear in front of me, and I will be reaping these benefits. And we need to tell this thing to ourselves again and again. And this technique is called give yourself deadline. And the 10th and the last technique is do most onerous task first. Do most onerous task first. Eat the frog method. What is this? You along along doing certain other thing, or maybe you somebody have to eat the live frog. What to do next? Eating the live frog. It is something as unpleasant, as difficult as this one. So what to do then? Eat the biggest frog first. Eat the biggest frog first, and then, so that the lesser task might seem easy. In this actually mean, by this phrase, by this notion, and by this resemblance actually mean that we need to do the unpleasant things first and the pleasant things then. Unpleasant things first. After doing those unpleasant things, we difficult things, and a bit of dangerous, or a bit of frightening thing, what is going to happen then? I think what is going to happen then, we will be feeling slightly relaxed. We will be relaxed that the most difficult thing has gone, and the lesser things and lesser difficult are there. I will be able to do that. If at all I have succeeded in doing the most difficult thing, now as for doing the lesser difficult things are concerned, these will be done also. So I think it gives us a lot of relief and a sense of confidence. So I think there is a need to adopt this technique as well. And the 10th and the last technique was do the most onerous task first. Do the most onerous task first. Thank you.